Item SCP-049 Object Class Euclid Special Containment Procedures SCP-049 is contained with a standard secure humanoid containment cell in Research Sector 02 at Site-19. SCP-049 must be sedated before any attempts to transport it. During transport, SCP-049 must be secured within a Class 3 humanoid restriction harness, including a locking collar and stanchion restraints, and monitors by no fewer than 2 guards. While SCP-049 is generally cooperative with the Foundation personnel, outbursts or sudden changes in behavior are to be met with evident force. Under no circumstances should any personnel come in direct contact with SCP-049 during these outbursts. In the event of SCP-049 becoming aggressive, the application of lavender has been shown to prove calming effects on the entity. Once calmed, SCP-049 generally becomes complicated and will return to containment with little resistance. In order to facilitate the ongoing containment of SCP-049, energy is to be provided with the corpse of recently diseased animals, typically of a bovine or other large mammals. Once every 2 weeks for study, corpse that becomes instances of SCP-042 are to remove from SCP-049's containment cell and incinerated. SCP-049 is no longer permitted to interact with human subjects, and requests for human subjects are to be denied. Temporary Containment Procedures Update. See Adjourn 049-3 for Containment Committee Order S 049 S19.171. SCP-049 is no longer permitted to interact directly with any members of Foundation staff, nor to be fitted with any additional corpse to be used in its surgery. This order shall persist indefinitely due to such times of consensus regarding of ongoing containment of SCP-049 can be reached. Description: SCP-049 is a humanoid entity roughly 1.9 meters in height, with which bears the appearance of a medieval plague doctor, while SCP-049 appears to be wearing the thick robes of the Semitic mask, indicative of the bat profession. The garments instead seem to be have grown out of SCP-049's body over time and are now nearly indestructible from whatever can be forms beneath them. X-rays indicate that despite this, SCP-049 has a humanoid skeletal structure between its outer layers. SCP-049 is capable of speech in various of language that tends to prefer English or medieval French. While SCP-049 generally coordinates the collaboration with Foundation staff, it can become expressible, irritated, or at this time outright outrageous. It feels that it is percent of what it calls the research. It does seem to be an issue of immense concern to SCP-049. SCP-049 will become hostile with individuals that it seems to be affected by the pestilence, often having to be restrained should it encounter such left unchecked. SCP-049 will generally attempt to kill any such individual. SCP-049 is capable of causing all biological functions of the organism to cease through and variables been inclusive. SCP-049 has expressed frustration or remorse after these killings, indicating that they have done little to kill the pestilence. They'll usually seek to perform a crude surgery on the corpse, using them to contain with a black darkness bag it carries on the person at all times. While these surgeries are not always successful, they often result in the creations of instances of SCP-049-2. SCP-049-2 instances are remain curves that has been operated on SCP-049. These incidents do not seem to retain any of their prior memories of the mental function, having only basic motor skills and response mechanisms. While these incidents are generally inactive, moving very little direct to SCP-049. SCP-049-2 intends to express active biological functions. So these are vast differently from current understanding human fight psychology. Despite these alterations, SB-049 often remarks that the subject has been cured. SCP-049 was discovered during the investigation of a series of unknown disappearances in the town of Montpellier in southern France. During a raid on a local home, investigators found several instances of SCP-049 too, as well as SCP-049. While law enforcement personnel engaged the hostile SCP-049-2 instances, SCP-049 was noted as watched engagement in taking notes in his drill. After all the SCP-049-2 instances were dispatched, SCP-049 quickly entered Foundation custody.
Alors, comment devrions-nous commencer une introduction? Is that French? Can we get a translator? The King's English. No need for translation, sir. I can speak it well enough. Good. My name is Dr. Raymond Ham, and a doctor. A like-minded individual, no doubt. Wherein is your speciality, sir? Cryptobiology. Why? A medical man, such as myself. Wonders abound. And here, I worried I had been abducted by common street thugs. This place, then, this is your laboratory. I had wondered, as clean as it is, and with such little trace of the pestilence here. The pestilence? What do you mean? The scourge. The great dying. Come now. You know what is it they call it? No matter. The pestilence, yes. It abounds outside these walls, you know. So many have succumbed, and many more will continue to, until such time as a perfect cure can be developed. Fortunately, I am very close. It is my duty in life to rid the world of it, you see. The cure to end all cures. When you say the great dying, are you talking about the bubonic plague? I don't know what that is. I see. Right, well, the entities our agents encountered at the house, they were dead when you encountered them. Yes, you reanimated them. In a manner of speaking, you see things too simply, Doctor. Expand your horizons. Life and death, sickness and health. These are amateur terms for amateur physicians. There is only one ailment that exists in the world of men, and that is the pestilence, and nothing else. Make no mistake, they were very ill. All of them. You think you cured those people? Indeed. My cure is most effective. But the things we recovered were not human. Yes, well, it is not a perfect cure, but that will come with time and further experimentation. I have spent a lifetime developing my methods, Dr. Ham, and will spend a lifetime more if necessary. Now, we have wasted too much time. There is work to do. I will require a laboratory of my own, one where I can continue my research unimpeded. And assistance, of course. though I can provide those on my own. In time.
Oh, I don't think our organization would be willing to...
Nonsense. We are all men of science. Fetch your coat and show me to my quarters, Doctor.